Welcome back to the Wrestling Rundown, episode 107. We are at that time. We've been waiting for it. Next week, Ultima Lucha Dos starts.
And we mean it this time.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a couple weeks. It might be next week, might be next week. No, it is actually next week. So this is technically the go-home show of Lucha Underground.
It is.
But we got two other shows to talk about before we get there.
Like main event.
Yes, like main event, which is all tag team matches.
Yeah.
And they all ended the exact same way that you would think they would.
Pretty much.
Lucha Dragons defeated the Ascension. Go figure. It was cool. Kalisto hitting a Rana out of a jumping powerbomb from Victor. Connor gets low bridged. And then Selena del Sol, Dragon Bomb. Victor gets pinned. Then we had Golden Truth versus Breezango. We get the 30 Seconds of Thrills, which is
highlight of the whole show.
Yeah, which was a runway strut between Tyler Breeze and Fandango with a pose at the end, and the Golden Truth pick up the win after an O'Connor roll.
Man.
All right. The Shining Stars, which are apparently still a thing, defeated Jack Swagger and Zack Ryder. I almost said Jack Ryder.
Jack and Zack.
Jack and Zack? Alright. And then in the main event, Enzo and Cass defeated the Dudley Boys with Air Enzo on Bubba.
Booba.
And that was main event. Short, sweet, to the point.
Good if you like tag team matches.
Yeah, no, I like tag team matches. It's just they could have, changed stuff up a bit. Not gone with the usual route, but I don't book WWE. WWE, hire us.
How red this spot over here is.
He's sunburned. Moving on, NXT.
Very.
We open up with the grudge match. We had the issues last week between Alexa Bliss and Carmella, and these two ladies put on a damn good opening match.
Yeah, it's one of the best or better Carmella matches.
Yeah, she was pulling out headlock takeovers and snapmares and all kinds of stuff. She was wrestling around. It was pretty good. But Alexa Bliss is on her mean streak now. She's broken away from Blake and Murphy. She's gunning for that NXT Women's Championship. She ends up picking up the win after hitting her choking STO. And then what used to be called the Sparkle Splash, she finishes off with what is now called Twisted Bliss. And Alexa Bliss picks up the win.
Better than Twisted Blister.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's also... that's... Yeah, moving on. We had words from both members of the match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor. Both of them giving their thoughts on the match. And both of them pretty much, in a nutshell, they're both really excited because they both know what they're capable of.
Yeah. They both put a lot of emphasis on the fact that they're friends.
Yeah, and they, Finn Balor says, we wrestled a couple times before in Japan, but a lot's happened since then, and he's really excited to see what they can do.
This time it's special.
Yeah, this time it's
NXT.
special. Exactly. We had Kathy Kelly interview Bayley about her being able to return to the ring. She's super excited. She wants to get a rematch against Asuka. And then Alexa Bliss comes in and says, see, I've been winning more matches on NXT, and you were gone for a while, so as far as I see it, I should be getting a women's title match. So if you want it,
want to fight about it?
Yeah. If you want your title shot, Big Whoop want to fight about it. So they're gonna have a match next week, and I'm guessing the winner of that will face Asuka coming up next in the women's title defense, whenever that may be. We had Andrade Cien Almas defeat Noah Pates, formerly known as Noah Kakoa, with his running double knees in the corner. That's about it.
I forgot that match happened.
Austin Aries.
That's the moment of complete honesty.
Austin Aries talked about why he attacked No Way Jose.
Being interviewed by the world's shortest woman.
Kathy Kelly. Or no, that was that's the one I don't like.
The one who's extremely attractive.
Yeah, she's okay. Austin Aries saying that when he came in, he has all of these accolades that he's gotten over the course of his career. He didn't get any fanfare, and and everyone's out there saying that Austin sucks when he's in matches and stuff. And No Way Jose comes in, he does a little dance, and everyone goes crazy for him. Well, now, whatever happens to No Way Jose, we can blame ourselves. The fans can blame themselves for what happens to him when Austin Aries gets his hands on him.
Well, then my conscience is clear.
I'm sorry, No Way Jose. And then in our main event, we had tag team matches. That's a theme in this particular part of the midweek.
And boy, did I enjoy the outcome.
Yes, you did. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Hype Bros. Good match. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Ryder goes for a broski boot and gets clotheslined by Ciampa. Ciampa ends up tagging Gargano. They hit their super kick and running knee combo. This was after Gargano sent Mojo Rawley head first into the stairs on the outside. So
that was my favorite part, I think.
Mojo got hit. He got hit with a good super kick by Johnny Gargano. He got tossed in the stairs by Ciampa. And yeah, so Gargano and Ciampa picking up a tag team win. And Johnny says, a couple weeks ago, we actually beat, the current tag team champions, that being the Revival. So as far as we see it, we should be in line for a tag team title match. But American Alpha come out and say, you guys really aren't in the front line for anything because we still have a rematch. And if and when you do ever get your title match, you're going to face us and not the Revival.
Yeah.
The Revival come out and say, well, see, we're the champions, so we're the ones calling the shots. We're the ones making decisions here. And as far as we're concerned, neither of you deserve a tag team title shot. And we're gonna decide who gets that shot. William Regal comes out and reminds them that he is actually the general manager of NXT. Therefore, he is the one that makes the decisions as to who gets a title shot.
That's a true story.
And he says that Gargano and Ciampa will eventually get a title shot. They have earned themselves one. So somewhere down the line, they will get a title shot. But as for the current rematch issues with American Alpha, next week, American Alpha will challenge the Revival in their tag team title rematch, and it'll be a 2 out of 3 falls match. That's going to be good.
That's going to be awesome.
I'm super stoked for that match.
And meanwhile, the whole time, the Hype Bros are still out there. Zack Ryder's unconscious because his head got smushed, and Mojo Rawley is crying himself to sleep.
Not really. The Revival walk away. Gargano and Ciampa start to walk away. And as they do, American Alpha being left in the ring, they get attacked by the Authors of Pain. Gargano and Ciampa try to make the save, but get eliminated immediately. Gargano actually getting in the ring and then tossed back over and then hitting his back on the apron on the way out, which did not look comfortable at all. Chad tries to do like this jumping move that just kind of like backs the guy on the corner, and then he gets dumped to the outside. Jordan actually hits a belly-to-belly suplex, but then pretty much gets his head taken off with a clothesline. Then both him and Gable get hit with the Russian leg sweep clothesline combo, and the Authors of Pain join Paul Ellering up on the stage, and they stand tall just like they did at NXT TakeOver.
I want to know what their names are.
The Authors of Pain. That was it for NXT. We're going to move on to the go-home show of Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
We opened up finding out that the current Trios champions, now known as the Worldwide Underground, that being Jack Evans, PJ Black, and Johnny Mundo, will defend their Trios championships at Ultima Lucha 2 against Aerostar, Phoenix, and Drago. So Team AAA, for those of you that watched last year's King of Trios. So that should be an interesting match. And we also know that for the first time ever, we're getting Phoenix versus Johnny Mundo one-on-one.
And that team mythological creature?
Yes. Yes. Well, what did Matt Striker keep calling him?
The Lucha Underground Super Friends?
Yeah. I like that better. But our first match is
Good Mythical Lucha.
Good. GML. So our first match, we have King Cuerno taking on Mil Muertes. This is after Muertes got taken as a trophy. Then Katrina woke him up, and
This I was surprised that they were bringing this out the week before Ultima Lucha.
yeah, it was. Well, it's to set up a bigger thing at Ultima Lucha. They probably could have waited and done this just at Ultima Lucha, but King Cuerno spent most of the match trying to run away, and Mil Muertes spent most of the match catching and beating the fuck out of King Cuerno. Until at one point, Muertes is actually out on the outside. Katrina's trying to get involved, so the referee's trying to back her up, and Cuerno hits the arrow from hell and actually takes out the referee along with Mil Muertes. They end up, getting tossed back in the ring, and a chair gets involved, and Muertes puts it in the corner and tries to spear Cuerno into it. But Cuerno moves, so Muertes actually head first into the chair. He ends up getting rolled up and actually holds onto the ropes. King Cuerno actually beats Mil Muertes. The referee's all dazed and stuff, so he can't see him holding the ropes or anything.
I'm gonna be real, crossing some nerddoms here.
Okay.
Is Mil Muertes like a Saiyan?
Why, every time he dies he gets stronger?
Yeah, it's like every
Is
time.
that a thing?
I don't know, but it just
I
seems
don't
like
watch Dragon Ball Z apparently.
Yeah, it's every time a Saiyan is mortally wounded and recovers, they get stronger.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like that seems to be the case with Mil Muertes, which like every time he disappears because he's in some sort of big match, and then he comes back a few weeks later, he's like invincible again.
For a minute.
And then he has to get whittled back down.
I don't know. What's your theory on why Mil Muertes is so strong?
Sometimes his eye colors change when he goes away and comes back.
So we had a backstage segment where Dario makes a one-on-one women's match between Taya and Ivelisse to see who the baddest woman in the building is.
This match has been brewing since like the start of season 2.
Yes. And yeah, I'm very interested to see how these two ladies work together. Taya in that red dress was just too damn much. But as they're walking out, Katrina walks in and demands the rematch between Mil Muertes and King Cuerno, and Dario starts laughing at her first.
Yeah, he's like, bitch, who do you think you are? You tried to usurp the company from me, and your dude fucked my office up royally, even came through the ceiling of at one point.
You attacked my brother.
Tried to take the championship away from my brother. So how about no?
And then Katrina's like, well, what if we make it a death match?
Oh.
And Dario's like, I like the way you think. We're gonna do that one. What was the death match exactly? I know we had one last season, and I can't remember what it was. I know it wasn't Vampiro versus Pentagon, because that was just a fight. I thought the death match was like a casket match.
I don't know.
I don't remember. If you remember, post it in the comments because we don't remember. We'll find out at Ultima Lucha though, regardless of what happens. We also have before Prince Puma faces Rey Mysterio at Ultima Lucha, he faces off against Dragon Azteca Jr. This match was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was good, and it was unique seeing that they had Prince Puma change his style up a little bit, where he wasn't quite as fan favorite-y.
No, he's definitely taken the heel.
Yeah, he exhibiting some heel work on a really small scale. Not directly like cheating and breaking a lot of rules, but
obviously tweaking what he would normally do.
Yeah, and being like the stronger of the two guys versus being the flippiest.
Granted, he is bigger and buffer than Dragon Azteca.
But it's really to I think help accentuate his match with Rey.
Yeah,
is what it's going to turn out to be.
Yeah, and these two just, they had some fantastic back and forth, some great counter for counter moves, just through the whole thing, and then they were smacking the shit out of each other. Like, all this is the animosity building from when they lost their rematch for the trios titles, where Puma just went off the fucking rails and just started beating the shit out of people. And so, it played really well into this match. This was a great match for him. He's only had a handful of matches by himself.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to see him really hold his own against someone like Puma, who has, solidified themselves as a top guy in Lucha Underground.
This was definitely one of his strongest singles matches.
Yeah. So Puma ends up hitting a modified Michinoku driver on Dragon Azteca. He kicks out, but that just enrages Puma a little bit more. He ends up hitting a massive drop kick that sends Azteca into the corner, sets him up. He hits the 630, pins him, and as Ray gets in to check Dragon Azteca, Puma gets in his face and says, "See that? That's going to be you at Ultima Lucha." And then him and Ray had they had a little bit of a shoving match, and they were staring each other down. So some good animosity between these two. I'm really excited to see what they can do against each other. This will be good to see what Ray is really still capable of.
Yeah.
This is going to be a test to him. That's the whole thing about this match is Prince Puma the next Rey Mysterio, and is Rey Mysterio still as good as everyone says he is?
Yeah.
So, very intrigued for that one. Dario also makes another he said it was a tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a tournament. I think it might be like an elimination match or something. I don't know what it is, but it's for
the ultimate opportunity.
Yeah, for a unique opportunity. He invites Tejano, the Mac, Cage, and Son of Havoc to the ring, and
all fan favorites.
Yeah, and it says that the four of them are going to fight at Ultima Lucha, and it's they did a little video package before the main event. It was like whoever outlasts the other three. That's what I'm guessing, is that it's some sort of elimination match. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's 2 versus 2, and then the winner's there. I don't know. Whatever happens, it's for a unique opportunity, and Dario says that this is the greatest opportunity that he has ever given to anyone in the history of Lucha Underground. So, and in other times they've gotten medallions, they've gotten money, they've gotten title shots. So what could this unique opportunity be for fan favorites in Lucha Underground? I'm very interested as to what Dario has rolling around in his brain.
A signed 8x10.
From?
Dario. Not ultimate enough?
I mean, I'd fight Masquerade Sagrada for that, but I wouldn't fight Cage. Shit, I wouldn't even fight Havoc.
A trip on the Ho train?
There's easier ways of getting that. All you really gotta do is get booked in a match against Godfather, and he'll give you that, so you don't have to wrestle him.
Lap dance from Cobra Moon.
No.
No?
I don't know.
Lap dance from Marty the Moth.
Moving on. Main event. First time ever one-on-one Johnny Mundo versus Phoenix. And another match where these two just fucking brought it.
Yeah.
Johnny had Taya in his corner, but neither of them had their partners for the Trios Championship match in their corner
whatsoever. Just the way it should be.
Yeah, I mean it's as fair as you can get, except with Taya being out there. But
I was gonna say Phoenix slapped the shit out of Johnny Mundo. Just saying.
He slapped the shit out of Johnny Mundo. Fucking.
I think he did in the corner. He gave him a running chop, a la Pentagon style.
Yeah. Mundo did a flash kick on him, and he moonsaulted out of it, and then got kicked in the face again. There was just some crazy shit in this match. And eventually, Taya is the reason that it ends the way it does. Because Phoenix has Mundo down and out. Because he was like, he went into just overdrive at the end. He's got Mundo down, but Taya's distracting the referee, and they've already brought the Trios Championship to the ring. Because I think at one point Johnny tried to leave or something. So the Trios Championship is already in the ring. So as Taya is distracting the referee and Phoenix is trying to get the referee hey, I'm pinning him, come count the pin, that's your job, Johnny's able to grab the championship, knock out Phoenix, pick up the win. He's then joined by his partners Jack Evans and PJ Black. They beat down Phoenix, then Drago and Aerostar make the save. Eva Lise comes down and goes immediately after Taya, and it's just all-out brawl at this point until all the baby faces are the ones left standing in the ring.
Yeah.
And the heels walk away like little bitches.
Oh.
So we have a very interesting card set up for Ultima Lucha. We have
Ultima Lucha is going to be a 3-week thing, so it's going to be interesting to see what order the matches come in.
We can guarantee that the main event of Night 3 will be Pentagon Jr. taking on Matanza for the Lucha Underground Championship. We know that we're going to have the Gift of the Gods Championship again. We know that the Trios Championships are on the line. We have a unique opportunity. We have a women's singles match. We have Rey Mysterio versus Prince Puma.
Death match between Fuertes and Cuerno.
Yeah, so a very interesting card has been set up for this show. I'm very intrigued, what direction they're going to go with this. And then
and on the pre-show, you'll see Masquerita Sagrada versus Famous B. Winner gets Brenda. Is that her name?
Yeah, the beautiful Brenda.
Brenda.
So we'll start talking about Ultima Lucha next week.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to expect. I'm very excited because last year's Ultima Lucha was awesome.
Yeah, last year's Ultima Lucha was also, I think, advertised a little better.
Yes, I think
it wasn't so last minute throwing everything together.
Yeah, I think Lucha Underground was very interesting for them this year because there was are we gonna get a season 2? Yes, we're gonna get a season 2. When does season 2 start? And then boom. They got season 2, they were rolling it out, it was going, and then immediately they got signed for seasons 3 and 4. So Lucha Underground season 2 hasn't even started, and they're wrapping up season 2 and just about to start season 3. So there's just all kinds of stuff going on. So it was a bit of a whirlwind year for Lucha Underground. So season 3 will probably be a little bit more cohesive. We'll probably understand a little bit more. But that's it for the midweek wrap-up.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
You want a not spoiler?
What's a not spoiler?
There's a trio in the future that becomes a prominent trio in Lucha Underground, which I'm assuming is either season 3 or season 4, what's going on currently.
Season 3 just wrapped. So.
That 2 of them aren't even on Lucha Underground yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited for that. Oh, also, an update in the Cruiserweight Classic. We had the introduction for all of the Cruiserweights last week. Check it out on WWE's YouTube. But we, if you haven't seen it yet, we ran through the guys, and Zumbi, who is a masked guy from Brazil, was actually replaced by Mustafa Ali because Zumbi actually couldn't cut down to the 205 weight limit. So, I mean, I think maybe he was just being stubborn or whatnot, but I think that kind of adds some legitimacy to how serious Triple H and NXT are taking this Cruiserweight Classic. Having every single guy do a weigh-in. Zumbi obviously being, he was prominently featured on WWE Tumblr.com, and it was obviously pulled for reasons. So I think that really adds the fact that they're trying to go as legit as possible.
Yeah, and it's a
with
good
this.
opportunity.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what most of these guys can do. The introduction for all of them was really cool. I'll put a link down in the description if you haven't seen it. Be sure to check it out. It's very very cool seeing Morrow and Daniel Bryan on commentary. Also talks that Corey Graves is probably going to be joining them for the three-man booth during the classic. So,
and we'll have an update, not this upcoming week, but I think the week after, because they're going to be doing the displaying what the match brackets are going to be.
Yes. Yeah, and once the Cruiserweight Classic actually starts, we're going to be actually doing a separate video specifically for the Cruiserweight Classic. We're not going to add it to the midweek because we've already got 3 shows that we talk about. So it'll be a separate video. And by that time, our order is going to change because SmackDown's going to be on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So we're going to be changing everything up in like 2 weeks. So be ready for that.
Yeah, be ready. SmackDown's going live. So basically, you're just going to get a big block of us from indie news to the midweek wrap-up where the wrestling week will actually wrap up.
Yeah. Indie news is actually going to start being our very first video of the week.
And then you're going to get like the weekend off.
Yeah. So be sure to look out for that. But thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.
And comment.
And comment.
Comment. What do you think about the card coming up for Lucha Underground? Who are you excited to see in the Cruiserweight Classic?
Pick them, stick them, lick them. Because you're a link man.
If you don't want to watch the videos, if you're more of a listening type person, or if maybe you're
blind, maybe
you're going to work, maybe you're going to summer school. People do school in the summer. Got on my case last time I said that. Check out the podcast. Yeah, you did. Like it's summer. No one's at school.
No.
Summer school, bro. Check out the podcast link down in the description. You get podcast versions of all of our reviews, that being the Raw review, midweek wrap up, SmackDown rundown, and indie news every single week. Check out our Instagram for weekly pictures. Check out Facebook or the Twitters or the Tumblr for video updates every time a new video is posted. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because that's how you get updates for that too.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that are following the videos, check out that playlist.
Yeah,
because all of the videos we do throughout the week are going to be up there. And you can click on one and you can just let the whole thing play. Don't watch the video while you're driving. That's what SoundCloud's for. Do that. But if you're just chilling and you want to throw something up on the TV, playlist is what you want.
But don't throw up on the TV.
I mean, if that's your thing, you could do that.
I would advise against it.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Things and electronics just don't mesh well.
And we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Yeah. Probably the next one.
That'd be SmackDown.
No shit.
Yeah. Totally.
Never knew. Fuck Mojo Rawley.